Are you struggling to hit the golf ball with consistency? It might not be your fault, but rather the way you were taught how to grip a golf club. I'm Lachlan Nairn of MyAuthenticGolf.com. I'm here at Golden Oaks in Fleetwood, Pennsylvania, up in their sim rooms, and today we're going to learn about the grip and a concept called Protective Motor Adaptation that might be making it more difficult for you to square the club face up. First thing we're going to talk today about is the neutral grip and how to grip the golf club with our three basic finger positions. The first grip we're going to start off with is called the 10-fingered or the baseball grip, where all 10 fingers are in contact with the golf club. This is a great starting point for beginners, juniors, women, anybody with shorter fingers, or perhaps a weaker grip strength. You see, this grip is purposely used to have a stronger feel, more comfortable grip in terms of strength. If you feel that you have a good, strong grip on the golf club, then you could move on to the Varden grip, where the pinky overlaps the index finger, or the interlocking grip, where the pinky and the index finger interlock. When we put our fingers on the grip, you're going to focus first on this lead hand crease of the pinky here. We're going to put the club between the pad and the fingers, and we're going to wrap the fingers around, and then the thumb is going to point almost down the middle of the shaft. It's actually going to be slightly on the other side of the shaft. We take this rear hand and we cover the thumb up and place our pinky on in whichever way it felt more comfortable for you, and then wrap the fingers around. And you're going to notice we form some creases in the fingers here. This crease right here is going to point to your back or rear shoulder. Likewise, the lead hand crease is also going to point to that shoulder. That is what we call the neutral grip. Now that we've established the neutral grip, I want to discuss protective motor adaptation and how it's affecting your golf swing. You see, when you're new to the game and learning new motor skills, or you're at a very high level and you're generating a tremendous amount of club head speed, when you swing the golf club, your brain is going to load these joints up, and it's going to try and unload, and it wants to do so in a way that feels safe, strong, creates speed, and most importantly, protects you from injury. You see, your brain's going to override any motor input at certain levels, and it's going to move you into positions that feel safe. And that's where the breakdown occurs. If we're starting off with the neutral grip, and that grip position does not match our motor skills when we swing based on our biomechanics, there's going to be discrepancies in how we return this club face to impact. How do we figure out what position we need to get into? Well, there's a test I call the pinata test. And what we're going to do is we're going to pretend we're going to hit a pinata. We're going to flip this club over. We're going to take that neutral grip that we just learned, and we're going to pretend we're going to hit a pinata as hard as we can. When we hit that pinata, we're not only going to try and hit it as hard as we can, we're also going to try and stop as fast as we can. It's very important that we stop abruptly, because what it's going to do is it's going to load up these joints, and it's going to stress out those joints. So that's where we're going to kind of kick into protective motor adaptation, and we want to see where our wrist joint is when we do that. If I do it high or if I do it low, this wrist joint gets to the same position all three of those times. Understand, every golfer is going to be a little bit different in this position. You notice I swung that time and my logo is facing the screen. Might be on a 45 degree, or it might be facing directly up. If I swing my golf club with the neutral grip, and I really swing hard and I load it up, you're going to see how my club face is very open. But if I apply that grip, for me, logo facing out, before I swing the golf club and I bring it up here, now I get to a perfectly square position. So if I'm doing that every time and I'm getting to a square position, why am I not applying that to my own grip? Well, I think you should be. And I can tell you I spent the majority of my career trying to figure out how to square the club face up on the downswing, bowing the wrist at the top, trying to close the club face on the downswing before I got to the golf ball. If I didn't do it, then I would either leave the club face wide open, or I would flip or roll the hands through to try and close it at impact. I was good enough as a pro to do that a good majority of my time, but my misses were very great and grand, and one fairway left, one fairway right, dive bombs into the ground left, two fairways over to the right. I've been there. I've been there with you. All right? The key is learning to match what your brain naturally wants to do. You see, the best players in the world are no longer forcing the neutral grip, but rather building a grip based on that protective motor adaptation. Building a grip around joint stability optimization. Putting their joints into positions that can create and handle the most load under speed, and then return the club to impact with the most consistency. Don't go just run into the driving range with this new grip. We want to take actionable steps so that we can see some results. Be aware that a grip change is always going to feel awkward. No matter what you do, we've all been there. Grip changes are tough. Try and work your way through it. And understand that your grip may change over time. So this is something that you're going to want to frequently test and check out, because you might get stronger. Especially if you're new to the game, you're going to start developing more body awareness. Your swing path is going to get better. It might change. That's going to all affect how your body wants to naturally handle that joint load. All right? So we're going to do something called the impact drill. Basically, what position would you get in if you're swinging when you make contact with a golf ball? You'll see I've collapsed here. I've got a little bit weight over, and I've got forward shaft lean. Now, how do we do that on the range? So what we're going to do is we're going to set up to the golf ball. I've got a wedge in my hand. We're going to put the ball position in the middle. We wanted some forward shaft lean, but we are not going to just push our hands forward. We're going to get there by the sequence that happens in the actual swing. So we're going to shift over slightly. You see when I shift over slightly, I get a little bit of shaft lean. And then I'm going to push my lead hip away from my target line. And that's going to turn my body and my hips a little bit. And it's going to give me some more forward shaft lean. And from here, we just want to make some contact with the golf ball. We only need to hit this about 10, 15 yards tops. We're trying to hit it in the center of the club face. We're just going to bump it along here. Now that we've established what we want to do, we want to be able to measure it. So if you go out and you hit a small bucket or a medium bucket, you want to do so with 80% proficiency, meaning that you are hitting the center of the club face. You've got impact with a little bit of shaft lean. It's going to help learn how to compress the golf ball, and then the golf ball is going to get airborne. If we can do that 80% of the time, 80% proficiency, we can move on to a little bit longer swing. And you see, we start taking actionable steps so we can see the results, build some success, and some confidence in our new grip. This is the why and how to grip the golf club for you. I'm Lachlan at MyAuthenticGolf.com. I hope you enjoyed this content. I'm going to be bringing some more to you. Hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends. And if you enjoyed this content and it helped you out, leave a comment below. That really helps out. And if you want me to deep dive into any other subjects around golf, I'd be happy to do so. Just tag me in the comment. Thanks for coming out. See you soon. How to learn. Come on. There's something called